up, you sexy ass motherfuckers? Welcome back to yet another YouTube video. Today we are going to be watching a video replay sent in by Rabbi War Machine. It's called The Desperate Defense. We've got Nabatea, Arverni, and Bactria versus Massilia, Carthage, and Seleucid. It's definitely going to be an interesting battle. According to them, it was definitely a close battle as well. I'm very excited to be able to watch it and excited to share it with you guys. Make sure you guys grab something to drink, something to eat, go jerk off a quick one. Go call your grandmother and tell her that you love her, preferably not while you're jerking off a quick one, because I don't think she'd appreciate that too much. Do whatever you guys got to do, and let's get into it. I'm excited to be able to watch this video too. This is gonna be a fun video on Alexandria. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting siege battle too. I haven't seen this map in a quick minute. This is a really interesting map. There's a lot of really cool points of defense here, and definitely always interesting whenever people attack. I mean, I rarely ever see people attack from this side. I almost always see people always attack this corner right here and then move in towards the victory point, but it has been a quick minute since I have seen or played on this map, so it'll be very, very interesting. Of course, Nabatea over here bringing in their nice hoplite units and a lot of swords as well, and I'm not quite sure what that spear unit is, but that would be interesting with a scorpion. Ooh, always nice to see whenever a defender brings in a scorpion. You don't see it too often, but a lot of the time when you do see it, unless I'm the one who's bringing it, you will see them get a lot of kills with it. I never get kills with a scorpion because I always forget that I have it, or I don't know where to put it to be able to get kills. So, you know, but no, this will be really, really interesting. I'm hoping that Nabatea is able to rack up a ton of kills with that scorpion as well. Massilia bringing in a couple of units of cav as an attacker. I mean, very interesting. I guess they probably knew that there was going to be a sally out somehow, somewhere that was going to come out after them. And Nabatea keeping all of their archers at the very back for the very beginning of the battle. Unless the battle is still loading. Maybe they moved it up and it's still just trying to figure out what it's going to do. I believe in you. Come on. Come on, siege battle. Let's go. What's going on? Was that Bactrian general? Holy shit. Okay, nope, they did move it. It was just being a little bit buggy. So it looks like everybody brought some sort of cav today. We've got some heavy horse by Arverni. We've got Bactria bringing in their Bactrian Royal Cavalry General. And then I thought I saw, yeah, Nabatea bringing in a couple of camel spears as well. They're really going to go out with that cav and see if they can get some nice archer kills or ballista kills. That'd be really good. The attacker's automatically moving up a unit of Levy Freeman over here, probably to move up one of these towers to take out this artillery and try to make sure that it can't shoot at their men. We've got Eastern spears here, but it's a little bit glitchy. I don't really know what's going on, but I only see like a part of the unit. I'm not really quite sure where the rest of the unit went, but we've got 148 men left here, just trying to make sure that the towers don't actually shoot the men within the ballista. But I only see a very small portion of the unit. I don't know if that's like a glitch or what's going on with that, but that's kind of cool. I mean, I guess if it protects your artillery, then you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, these Levy Freemen are going to quickly move up this tortoise, either to go ahead and break this ballista and make sure. I'm assuming that they're going to go ahead and send it over to this ballista to try to make sure that it cannot fire into their men and rack up a ton of kills. And then we've also got a unit of Hillmen and a lot more units moving up as well. But they are going to go ahead and start breaking this wall down piece meal with these ginormous tortoises. It's always interesting seeing these types. Oh, what the hell? Is this the Eastern Spear? Is it just spread out along the entire wall? But then there's like huge gaps in between. I'm so confused as to what's going on. But yeah, the Eastern Spear taking a ton of fire from these towers, just trying to make sure these towers can't get a ton of kills. But we've got even late Libyan hoplites, a more expensive unit, moving up to be able to take over this tortoise and start breaking down the wall as well. We've got these couple units of cavalry still hidden, but ready to move in at a moment's notice, ready to hopefully engage with the enemy and take out some more squishy troops. The Seleucids having moved up a few units here, but for the most part, their army is really far back and unable to support, so I'm hoping that that doesn't affect them in a negative manner later in the future. It looks like Massilia is going to go ahead and be the Lion Boys are going to go ahead and be probably the first people within the walls. Their army is definitely the closest and definitely in the best prepared position to be able to take out these enemy units. We've also got the Carthaginian giant ballista set up in a great position to be able to get some great fire along these roadways and take out a lot of units. Nabatea also keeping a lot of their army in reserve. They're definitely going to be more of the backup army here during the defense. They've got a decent clump of troops over here on the left side, or I guess on the right side of the attacker's viewpoint. But for the most part, it looks like Arverni is going to be the primary person to be able to defend this kind of core area. We've also got a lot of units from Bactria, a lot of thorax swordsmen and therospheres over here in the front lines, ready to kind of hold the walls against the enemy forces. We got some desert hoplites from Nabatea moving up, preparing to defend these little chunks as well. We've got this ballista over here trying to snipe out some Celtic slingers, take out a couple of ranged units, just absolutely firing in. I would have just saved my ammo and waited for the opponents to be able to move up. Oh, but I guess that's fair. I didn't even realize that we had that Levy Freeman unit moving in to try and take out, not even try, to take out this Celtic Bastion ballista, so that's why they were just trying to fire as many shots as they could to try to just get whatever kills they might be able to. 33 kills with a free unit, definitely not bad. As long as they can get even one kill, it's not a waste, because that ballista is completely free. Looking back over here, I just want to go ahead and look at the other cavalry. You've still got this unit of heavy horse just kind of hanging out, as well as the Bactrian Royal Cav. But it looks like Nabatea is starting to move out one unit of cavalry. Maybe seeing some sort of targets. Hopefully seeing a target, but it's very interesting how they would... Oh, it's still hidden? That surprises me, because I would have figured that the attacking forces would have been able to see it by now. But yeah, I would be very careful, because we've got some Massilian cavalry close by and ready to defend their forces as well. The ballista having taken one loss here, but they still have 3 loaded up with ammo and ready to rain fiery balls or regular balls of justice upon their enemy. Arverni is extremely clumped up here, but starting to move away with some Celtic warriors, presumably utilizing their Celtic warriors to be able to hold off against the enemy forces first. We've got some desert hoplites moving up here to be able to engage with these hillmen. They don't want the hillmen to be able to utilize their ammunition, so they're going to go ahead and just charge into the hillmen and hopefully stop them from using their ammo. The hillmen are going to go ahead and fall back towards the rest of their troops to hopefully get some reinforcements in, but the hoplites aren't going to take the bait. They're going to go ahead and retreat back and hold this little point here. But I'm assuming that they want to hold this tower for as long as possible so it can continue to rain arrows and rack up kills for the defending forces. Over here, the Eastern Spearmen as well as the Celtic warriors have successfully defended against the Levy Freemen, but the Levy Freemen did exactly what they were meant to do, and that was to take out the wall artillery and ensure that it couldn't rain fiery balls of justice upon their forces as they marched into the walls. We've got Massilia and... Wow, my mind just completely blanked. And the Seleucids moving in. We've got the Seleucids moving in with a lot of hillmen, and Massilia moving in with some more elite troops. Thorax swordsmen right off the bat. Going ballsy, but we've got a lot of hillmen moving into the walls, not quite making up their minds. Not sure whether they want to be inside of the walls or outside of the walls here. They just keep moving back and forth. We do have some archers nearby, some mercenary Syrian archers, but we also have some archers slowly but surely inching their way towards the wall and preparing to be able to engage with the sides and hopefully flanks of the defending forces. We've got Cretan archers, of course, and Balearic slingers, which can get a lot of kills. Seleucid moving up a ton of thorax swordsmen here, a lot of more elite troops moving in and preparing to engage with these forces. We've got Nabatea moving in with a unit of camel spears. We've got Massilian Thero spears preparing to be able to defend their ballista against this cavalry attack. But the cavalry, I don't know if they're going to move up against this ballista or if they're going to go ahead and move around. No, they're going to go ahead and retreat, get the hell out of Dodge, because the attacking forces have noticed them and they are no match for them. We've got some Desert Hoplites engaged with the Hillmen as well, which is beautiful to see, absolutely beautiful to see. And then we've got some Thorax Swordsmen coming in to be able to cycle out, get a nice little charge button against these Desert Hoplites and start chopping them up. I love the colors of the like feather deals that they have on top of their head too. It's an absolutely beautiful mixture of like a purple and dark blue tinge. It's really cool to see. But yeah, these Thorax Swordsmen should be able to chop these hoplites up like nothing. And they've got some mercenary Gallic warriors moving up to flank around these hoplites. Great move by the attacking forces. Gonna go ahead and break that hoplite unit here very quickly. And they've got range fire going into it. This hoplite unit is not going to last. And sure enough, they are breaking. They got absolutely destroyed. Those poor Desert Hoplites getting 55 kills, so not a complete loss, but definitely a loss. We've got mercenary Gallic warriors engaged with the Celtic warriors, and the Thorax swordsmen that were supporting the Celtic warriors are going to quickly turn around and engage with the rest of these forces and try to stop their halt, but they have left a little bit of a gap here. Definitely some room for some flanking maneuvers, so we'll see what happens over on that side. We've got the cavalry outside being engaged with these Massilian cavalry, the camel spearmen doing whatever they can to be able to try and take out this cavalry with the support of the archer tower. If they're going to stay engaged with them, they should go ahead and move over that other unit of camel spearmen to be able to engage with these Massilian cavalry and hopefully get a flanking charge. But I think they're a little bit distracted by their engagement on the walls. We've got some more Desert Hoplites moving in to engage with these Libyan infantry. Hopefully Bactria is going to go ahead and move up another unit over here to be able to hold off against these late Libyan hoplites, because if they're able to get a flank off, then they're going to definitely take a lot of losses. These Libyan infantry should hopefully turn around here pretty soon, and hopefully throw some projectiles into the Celtic warriors. But a great move. They had 2 units of Thorax swordsmen here, so they're going to go ahead and pull one away to engage with these mercenary Gallic warriors and allow these Celtic warriors to hopefully start raining javelins directly into the flank and side of these mercenary Gallic warriors, absolutely decimating them and melting them as they should. Beautiful sight to see if you're rooting for the defenders. Moving back over to the cavalry engagement, it looks like the camel spears were taken out, and then with very minimal losses to the Massilian cavalry as well. We've got the heavy cavalry over here on the minimap. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse on the bottom right-hand corner, but the heavy cavalry moving outside of the city and preparing to be able to move around and hopefully catch the attackers by surprise. Over here, it looks like the primary portion of this battle is being fought in this giant mosh pit over here. We've got Hillmen having flanked around. We've got Thorax swords doing what they can to engage with these forces. They need to get these archers in here, which is exactly what they're doing. They're being able to start raining arrows into these forces as well. The Celtic warriors doing whatever they can to hold off against such reckless hate, actually successfully forcing these Libyan infantry to fall back, which I'm surprised they did, because they had a good flank on these Thorax swords. And the rest of these Thorax swordsmen are just doing whatever they can to hold off, but there's just so many units here engaged. Holy smokes, we've got Hillmen, we've got Libyan infantry, we've got Thorax swordsmen, we've got more Thorax swords, Gallic warriors, every unit from every country here engaged, just trying to do what they can to be able to take out these defenders, and they're doing a great job of it as well. They're definitely going to tire out a lot more troops than they need to, though. But they're really just trying to use their bodies to break through these forces and deal a lot of damage to them as well. We've got this initial unit of Gallic warriors breaking. I need to drink some water here. Oh, sorry, guys. The Gallic warriors breaking, but also with the Celtic warriors breaking as well, these Thorax swords are going to go ahead and turn around and engage with these Libyan infantry as well, these Gallic warriors, and hopefully break them here quickly. Nabatea needs to go ahead and charge in their swords and hopefully break these guys quickly so that way these thorax swords can quickly turn around and stop themselves from being flanked by these enemy hillmen and thorax swordsmen. But it looks like this side is beginning to break. They're going to have to quickly send up some more forces over here if they want to continue to hold this section, because their forces are most certainly beginning to break. And we've got the hillmen utilizing this gap right here to be able to continue to flank these forces and again try to get as many kills as possible. These thorax swordsmen, both of them beginning to break against the might of these forces. There's just so many troops. It is crazy to see so much dead and so many flanks and some great plays by both sides. You love to see it. Looking back over onto this side, it looks like the hillmen are still just kind of hanging out, taking some tower fire. Good for the defenders. I mean, even they may just be hillmen, but a dead troop by a free quote-unquote unit is a good win for the defenders. The defenders having moved up their eastern spears, that depleting unit of eastern spears that had initially been holding against the levy freemen on the wall, moving up to be able to defend against any forces they send up. It looks like the hillmen are moving in to be able to hopefully take out these eastern spear. A cheap unit versus a cheaper unit, but with the cheaper unit has the support of a unit of Celtic warriors, so these hillmen should fall here pretty quickly. The eastern spears might break, they might not, I'm not sure, but yeah, these guys are going to start taking some fire from the artillery. This would be a great section to be able to fire at as well. We've got Arverni moving up their general unit of Osworn, getting ready to be able to defend. I don't think that you can move through these streets, but I think they're just trying to kind of sit back, relax, and hide for a little bit. But hopefully, yep, there we go. Now we've got some depleted units of hillmen moving down the street. There's no one here to defend it, so this is a perfect opportunity to be able to move in and hopefully take out a lot of troops as well. It looks like they're not going to defend this street, but instead they're going to try to defend this choke point and this choke point to make sure that they can't move through. Nabatean heavy archers doing what they can to be able to fire into the flanks of the attacking forces, but the mercenary Cretan archers answer the call and begin to rain their arrows upon the enemy forces. The Osworn taking some fire from those archers, having taken one loss, so not bad, but definitely could have turned out worse if they hadn't moved in. These thorax swordsmen utilizing a little bit of a gap here, left by Bactria. Bactria does have a unit of Theros spears moved in to be able to hopefully get some flanking fire in, but it's definitely going to be a little bit of a rough struggle. These Nabatean heavy archers are kind of answering the call again and firing back onto these Cretan archers. Cretan archers are going to go ahead and fire back onto the Nabatean heavy archers. I believe that the Nabatean heavy archers slightly outskilled the Cretan archers, but I'm not quite sure. So yeah, there we go. Now the Cretan archer is going to go ahead and fall back and get to a little bit of a better position as well. Thorax swordsmen still holding off, still doing what they can. The Nabatean heavy archers moved back up to be able to shoot into the sides and the flanks of these more elite Libyan infantry. Carthage really taking the lead over here on this engagement over on this left side, and really just trying to do as much damage as possible. Look at that. The thorax swordsmen versus the Libyan infantry. You love to see it. Got a couple of units of Libyan infantry really just trying to utilize their bodies and try to get as many kills as they possibly can. Theros spears going to go ahead and throw in a few spears into these troops, this depleted unit of thorax swordsmen, before they move in against them. I believe that the Theros spears should be able to win that engagement, though. The attackers having pulled a great move, taking over this tower, so that way now it's just going to rain fire arrows into the defending forces every once in a while and just pepper them slowly but surely until finally they fall. Looking back over here, this Eastern Spear unit is still alive, still holding this tower and ensuring that the enemy, or I'm sorry, that the attackers cannot move into the city any further over on this side. And the tower is just continuously peppering these hillmen, doing a great job of just getting some free kills for the defenders. Again, I know that it's a very, very cheap unit, but if a free unit gets a kill, even if it's on a cheap unit, then that is a victory for the defenders or for whoever controls that tower. Looking over here, the archer battle is still ensuing. We've got the Cretan archers still moving up, trying to get some more flanking fire on these forces to support their front line troops. Nabatea still having a couple of units of heavy archers over here on the front, doing what they can to be able to engage with them. They have taken a little bit of losses. It looks like the Seleucids moved up some Syrian heavy archers to be able to start firing on the Nabatean heavy archers and try to stop them from raining fire on the sides or on the flank of their troops. The Nabatean archers having taken a lot of damage, but still in the fight, still having ammo, still ready to deal as much damage as they possibly can against these forces. I'm not quite sure. Where's that? Okay, the Nabatean cav is still here. We've also got the heavy cavalry hidden, the heavy horse by Arverni hidden, ready to try and find a weakness within the attacking forces and hopefully take out some vulnerable units. But they do have Hellenic Cataphract General unit as well as those initial Massilian cavalry units ready to be able to defend their archers or their artillery, whatever the defending cavalry decides to engage with. So it's definitely going to be a little bit rough. I'm excited to be able to see what the defenders do. We've got these Thorax swordsmen. Nah, I would say that was more of a push through. There's really not a gap here. So, I mean, I'm not saying it was purposeful, but definitely, a potential accidental push through, moving in to be able to try and engage with these Theros spears and stop them from being able to fire as well. We've got a friendly unit of Thorax swordsmen moving in to be able to engage with these guys, but yeah, these Thorax swordsmen are not going to last. They were way too depleted. So great move by the defending forces. We've got the slingers now engaged with these mercenary Cretan archers, getting a lot of kills. Great move by Bactria, really utilizing those small pebbles to try and get as many kills against this more elite unit as they possibly can. I need to start working on my slinger capabilities because I am so bad. I love the archers because they can just fire over anything and everything, but with the slingers it's hard because you have to find that perfect angle. And we've got some more archers actually moving up to be able to kind of support their troops here. These archers are beginning to fire at the Nabatean heavy archers while still taking fire from the slingers. I'm hoping that these Nabatean heavy archers, yes, are answering the call and begin to support the slingers and begin to fire on the approaching archers as well. And Carthage is going to go ahead and retreat their archers, get them out of here so that way they hopefully stop taking so much fire from these slingers. Great move again by Bactria. We've got a unit of depleted mercenary Gallic warriors trying to get some flanking fire on these eastern slingers, but they are spread out, so even if they do fire on them, hopefully they won't be able to get as many kills as the attackers might hope. These Thorax swordsmen doing a fantastic job of holding the line against so many different troops. We've got Massilian Thorax swordsmen versus the Bactrian Thorax swordsmen, so you love to be able to see it. We've got a unit of Thorax swords over here by the Seleucids, just trying to keep the defenders on their toes, make sure that they do not abandon this section, and making sure that they know that they have to continue to hold this section, or else the attackers are going to go ahead and push in and start to surround their forces. Nabatea moving up a lot more forces. We've got 2 more units of Nabatean swordsmen, as well as an Eastern Scorpion moving in to be able to get a lot of kills, hopefully, against these forces. The Celtic warriors having moved in to engage with these forces, looking like they did break those hillmen and engaged with these Thorax swordsmen as well. Celtic warriors having 253 kills and still getting more, 259 now. Great job, great usage of those Celtic warriors, definitely getting their money's worth. A lot of those kills were probably on some more cheaper units, Hillman, but for a unit of a 350 cost unit, having gotten that many kills and having broken that many units and still getting kills against this more elite unit of Thorax swords, great move by Arverni as well. Over here, we've got these Massilian Theros spears trying to move up and just kind of or I'm sorry, they had moved up this tower to, again, just keep the defenders on their toes, but the defenders moved up some units of Celtic warriors that still had ammo to try and throw down their peltas, their pointy spears of destiny, to start getting some kills on these Theros spears, having 143 men left, not taking too many losses, but having taken losses at that. We've got some chosen swordsmen, the Arverni elite, engaged with the Thorax swordsmen. Chosen swordsmen are definitely a good match for these Thorax swordsmen. They should hopefully get some great kills, especially with the support of their archers as well. These Thorax swordsmen certainly do not stand a chance unless they begin to have some more support, and they're just going to continuously cycle out, cycle units, and be able to get a lot of kills. Great move by Arverni. We've got Bactria holding with a depleted unit of Thorax swordsmen against some Thorax, against some enemy, or I'm sorry, some attacking Thorax swordsmen. We got Theros spears as well as archer, or I'm sorry, as well as swordsmen being able to throw their pila into the flanks of these forces and really able to get a lot of kills. Great moves by the defenders. They got to be careful with these Syrian archers though, because the attackers do have a decent amount of archer forces moved into the city to be able to counter any archers that the defenders might have. These Syrian archers are taking a heavy beating, and I certainly hope that they're going to fall them back here sooner rather than later. I certainly do not wish the defenders to allow their archers to fall against other archers. Definitely don't want to see that. You want them to be able to utilize all their ammo before they begin to fall in such a swath. These Theros spears getting a decent amount of kills on these Thorax swordsmen. Depleted Thorax swords beginning to break, but we have plenty of Nabatean swordsmen, plenty of forces here nearby to be able to move up and engage with these forces, ensure that they cannot move into the city. They have to be careful though. We've got Nabatea moving in some desert hoplites, but the Seleucids doing a great move of really putting the pressure on the defending forces, and trying to make sure that they stay out of formation. We've got Desert Hoplites moving in to engage with these Thorax swords. Man, I love that color scheme of their featherheads too. It's just absolutely beautiful. But yeah, Nabatea moving in to try and make sure that they cannot move past this point. They do have their Theros spears moving in close, potentially moving into cycle out with these Desert Hoplites as well, or just staying in close to make sure that there are no flanks to be had. Nabatean heavy archers getting some great flanking fire, side fire on these Thorax swords as well, and they attackers certainly do not have any archers nearby to be able to support them, so Nabatea is definitely going to get some free shots over on these Thorax swordsmen, hopefully utilizing heavy shot as well. We've got the Scorpion over here shooting into, oh, this is a beautiful sight, shooting directly into some of these units and to some elite units as well. Libyan infantry getting a lot of kills. Great usage of that Scorpion by Nabatea. If the attackers would like to sit there and take fire, then Nabatea will certainly take it. Over here, Arverni really just taking that aggressive stance, continuing to put pressure on the attacking forces, and just try to continuously cycle out against these Thorax swords, really just try to get as many kills as they possibly can, utilize their javelin capabilities with these Celtic warriors, and just try to get all of their javelins off so that way they can really just try to get as many kills as they possibly can. The Celtic warriors going to go ahead and move in here, go ahead and support these chosen swords and hopefully get some good kills against these Thorax swords, so that way these Theros spears stop throwing their spears of destiny into their forces. We got the Thorax swordsmen breaking due to the flanking fire of the Theros spears, and a lot more reinforcements moving in by these Thorax swordsmen as well. Slingers running as quickly as they can for the attacking forces have moved up some Libyan infantry to stop their reign of terror upon their forces over on the ground. These Nabatean swordsmen doing whatever they can to be able to hold off against these Libyan infantry, but they are no match for the Libyan infantry. Of course, getting some support from the Nabatean swordsmen in the flank, and now some more support from these Thorax swords. They need to continue to retreat, these Eastern Slingers. Come on, they gotta go. They gotta go. They're gonna get caught. They're gonna get caught by these. Oh, they're gonna get caught by the Libyan infantry. Will they break, or will they be able to rescue those troops as well? Frantically sending in not one but two different units up onto the wall to be able to try and save these slingers. But the combined fire of the Syrian heavy archers Hold on, let me take a drink real quick, guys. Sorry. As well as the Libyan infantry engaged with the slingers, it's just rough. And I don't think that the slingers are not going to survive that engagement at all. Over here, we got mercenary Gallic warriors engaged with these desert hoplites. Again, desert hoplites doing whatever they can to hold off against such reckless hate, but they won't be able to hold for too long. And we've got some Theros spears that are presumably out of ammo now, with 83 kills, moving in to be able to engage with these Gallic warriors and support their Nabatean brethren in this battle. We've got Gallic hunters also. Oh my goodness, hold on. So fuck the Gallic hunters. We've got Arverni really just being on the aggressive side, pushing against the attackers over on this side as well, engaged with the Thorax swordsman over here, and really just taking the fight over to the enemy and trying to get as many kills as they possibly can. I love this move by Arverni, just being aggressive, and continuously putting pressure. So the enemy has to continue, the attackers have to continue to watch their backs. Beautiful to see, absolutely gorgeous. We do have some forces. Oh, some Silver Shield Swordsmen. That is going to be a unit that you should not underestimate. Oh, the Sleekers came back. I did not expect them to. 46 men left, was still with ammunition as well. Great to see. And then, of course, these Nabatean swordsmen were able to break the remnants of the Libyan infantry as well. We've got some more Libyan infantry, some more elite units moving in to be able to hopefully engage with these forces. Mercenary Syrian archers taking a lot of fire from some Cretan archers as well as Syrian heavy archers. And hopefully they're either they're out of ammo. This is a beautiful usage of their archers, really forcing the attackers the attackers are so distracted on other sides they don't notice that these archers are completely out of ammo. So this is a fantastic usage of their archers as well. Great moves by the defending forces. Over here, we got the Theros spears in square formation. We got some archers shooting into the flanks of these Gallic warriors, really just breaking them and trying to get them the hell off of the battlefield. Over here, we got Nabatean swordsmen over here to be able to support these Celtic warriors as well as these chosen swordsmen. We've got some Theros spears up onto the top of these stairs. We've got the flanks exposed to the tower. They got to be careful with these Nabatean swordsmen. But again, Arverni not letting up. They let up over on this side, but Arverni is going to continue to push where it looks to be weak by the attacking forces and move into these Theros spears and continue to push against the defenders. Against the attackers and try to get as many kills as possible. I love Arverni's strategy here. Absolutely love it. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find Nabatea's Cav. Okay, so Nabatea still has this unit of camel spearmen, and Arverni still has this unit of heavy horse, still having plenty of forces to be able to engage with the attacking forces as well. Massilia moving their cav over to the bulk of their forces to be able to ensure that there is no sneaky cav plays, sneaky cav maneuvers trying to come around onto their flanks and engage with their archers. If the defenders can somehow engage with this bulk, just this huge blob of archers though, and break them, that would be huge for the defending forces. Over here, we've got the Libyan infantry engaged with a unit of thorax swords. We've got some thorax swordsmen trying to utilize their ammunition against them, but the attackers not letting that happen, moving in another unit to be able to plug that gap and stop their reign of terror, if only for a moment. But we had the defenders moving up a unit of depleted Theros spears to hopefully stop this kind of push by the attackers. But yeah, these thorax swords really trying to utilize their javelin capabilities, but the attackers have had enough of it and really just trying to do what they can to stop that rain of fire as well. These Celtic warriors having 120 kills. We've got the Silver Shield swordsman moved up to be able to support these Theros spears and successfully breaking this unit of Celtic warriors. I would almost move this chosen swordsman back because the attackers are definitely going to get a little bit of an advantage here because they're going to get a high ground advantage. But no, the chosen swordsman, again, Arverni being extremely aggressive, moving up, getting that charge bonus off and engaging with these Theros spears, trying to do what they can to break them as quickly as possible and just absolutely melting them in that initial charge. Beautiful Beautiful move by Arverni. Do not listen to me, is what they are trying to say. This unit of Celtic Warriors, seeing that the Silver Shield Swordsmen have fallen back, are now going to go ahead and continue to put the pressure over on this right side and move in against this Thorax Sword unit. We've also got a unit of Oathsworn, fresh Oathsworn, moving outside of the city. Wow, Arverni just being so aggressive. This unit of Oathsworn moving outside of the city, moving in towards this ballista unit, hopefully trying to silence them, and then potentially moving up. Yep, the cav can be seen now, but moving up this cavalry unit slowly but surely to support this Oathsworn in their endeavors as well. Yep, these Celtic Warriors are going to continue to engage with these Thorax Swordsmen. They're trying to get these other unit of Celtic Warriors over here with javelin capabilities in order to throw down onto these Thorax Swordsmen, but the attackers have successfully, you know, kind of block them from being able to move in too close and get too many kills on them. We've also got a unit of Chosen Swordsmen coming to support them in their endeavors. This Chosen Swordsman finally breaking this unit of Theros Spears with the support of their Oath-Sworn general nearby as well. And this is where the majority, I want to see, where's that Scorpion? I want to see the Scorpion kills. 153. Please tell me they still have ammo. Yep, they still have ammo. 153 kills. The Scorpion doing a great job. Nabatea, Rakim, Palace Guard engaged with these Thorax Swordsmen with the support of their backstreet Thorax Swordsmen as well. They have moved in the elite of the elites as well to be able to hold off against such reckless hate. Nabatea moving in some Nabatean swordsmen onto the wall to engage with these Libyan infantry and can keep them from being able to throw their Pila down upon their forces. We've got the heavy cavalry moving up with the support of their Oathsworn to engage with this Massilian Theros Spears and this Ballista to stop their rain of fire. Beautiful moves by Arverni. Arverni just not letting up and really just engaged with these forces. Massilian Theros Spears doing what they can to fall back, but they are going to get caught up here a little bit. And these Oathsworn are going to be able to completely take out these Ballista with no problems at all. And since they fell back so many different forces, or all of their cavalry and all of their forces, I mean, these guys are going to be able to completely take out this artillery. And I don't know. Maybe they should start falling back their Oathsworn. Yeah, there we go. All right, now that everyone's moving back, they're going to go ahead and just finish taking out this artillery and get the hell out of Dodge before the rest of those forces come, because they will get completely surrounded here. Over here, a very, very depleted unit of Oathsworn is breaking against the might of Arverni. Arverni continuing to put the pressure on the attacking forces and continuing breaking through this side completely, and potentially starting to move up and around to start getting some flanks off on the attacking forces as well. These Rakim Palace Guards still holding off against these Libyan infantry, again just trying to do as much damage as possible. Nabatea pushing back the attacking forces, breaking this unit of Gallic Warriors and pushing them back over on this choke point as well, potentially opening it up. These forces continue to retreat. They're going to go ahead and open up a gap to be able to flank these Libyan infantry, but it looks like the attackers are starting to retreat. Wow. Massilian cavalry moving in against these Oathsworn, trying to slow them down so that way they make sure holy smokes, just trying to make sure that the Oathsworn cannot retreat, but they're going to go ahead and sacrifice this unit of heavy horse, charge the heavy horse into the Theros Spears, and try to stop them from being able to fire. This Oathsworn's going to go ahead and turn around and throw their javelins into this cavalry force, and again, just continuously kiting the enemy forces and trying to make sure that the Oathsworn does not fall against all of the troops that have moved out against their forces. Holy smokes. And Arverni moving out even more troops, Celtic Warriors and Chosen Swordsmen outside of the wall, to support the rest of their forces engaged in the mighty combat. The heavy horse really just trying to get as many kills as they possibly can. Over here, Nabatea is breaking so many different units of the the Seleucids in Carthage. Moving up, the Rakim Palace Guard still alive, still ready to hold this choke point, but having completely retaken this kind of courtyard area, this little rocky formation. Great moves. These Nabatean swordsmen are beginning to break against these Libyan infantry, but it looks like we've got Bactria moving in with a fresh unit of thorax swordsmen ready to engage with the guys to make sure that they do not throw their Pila down. But it looks like a depleting unit of thorax swordsmen is going to go ahead and engage with these guys as well, get a nice little flank on them while the rest of their forces move in and hopefully surround and destroy the attacking forces. It looks like Massilia is definitely the healthiest out of all of these forces. They have completely fallen back outside of the walls, completely focused on this battle over here. The Oathsworn getting kind of surrounded here, which is kind of sad to see, but they're going to go ahead and charge in, hopefully pop their ability here real quick and get some good kills against these forces while their forces come in, support, and surround them. It's going to be a little bit rough because the attackers do have cavalry, so they're going to be able to flank around and get some nice charges off on the back, but they do have some very, very elite troops as well. These Oathsworn going to be able to get, 118 kills, even having been flanked so much. These Oathsworn have been doing a fantastic job. These Celtic warriors trying to engage with these thorax swordsmen, hold them off while they move in some more troops to be able to support these Oathsworn as well. The Oathsworn are going to go ahead and take a little bit of fire. Great moves by Massilia. I'm just so focused on the battle out here, but great moves by Massilia, really utilizing their ammunition against these elite units, trying to take them out before they can actually engage with their troops. Fantastic. Oh my goodness. And the Oathsworn are just getting absolutely peppered. Chosen swordsmen need to continue to move up. Need to continue to move in. Stop these guys from being able to fire. And don't retreat them. Don't retreat them. Because oh shoot, we've got archers having... Oh wow. Great move by Massilia. Breaking 2 units of Arverni's archers. Arverni's going to go ahead and move in their Oathsworn and hopefully take out the rest of this cav. But they definitely did their number on these troops. We've still got Nabatea having 2 units of archers having fallen back all the way to this courtyard here. I'm surprised they don't have them over on the front lines. But yeah, Libyan infantry. Oh my god. And now we got Bactria. Now we've got the Bactrian Royal Cavalry doing what they can to be able to break the general's bodyguard of Carthage. Now moving into some archers and really just doing a lot of damage. Good to see. We've got these Celtic warriors having broken, but not after having dealt some damage over to these thorax swords as well. Whoa, we're frozen. There we go. Okay, I thought it was going to crash there for a second. The now depleting unit of Oathsworn engaged with these Massilian Thero Spears, activating Headhunt and hopefully getting ready to get some good kills. Some of these archers having come back with the support or the nearby morale of the general. They're going to go ahead and move in their archers, move in their general, and continue to engage with these forces. Massilia trying to do what they can to be able to break these Oathsworn, but the Oathsworn are mighty warriors, ones that are not to be trifled with, and they're definitely going to go ahead and deal some heavy damage. Even if they break, they will deal some great damage against the forces of Massilia. We've got these chosen swordsmen now with the general popping a couple of abilities over here to be able to support them. The chosen swordsmen really just trying to do as much damage as they possibly can. The Oathsworn throwing some Pila into the Cav. The Cav trying to quickly circle around and engage with these archers. Wow, 2 guys left. I'm surprised the Cav... Oh, there we go. Okay, the Cav broke. The archers are now firing into the Massilian Thero Spears, and it looks like Massilia is going to go ahead and break over here. We've got another unit of thorax swordsmen that was moved over here to be able to engage with these forces, fighting one-on-one with these Celtic warriors, but about to be completely surrounded by the depleted unit of Celtic warriors that has come back as well. Carthage over here Seleucid utilizing their Thero Spears to be able to try and break these Nabatean swordsmen. We've got Seleucid moving in with their Hellenic Cataphracts charging in, trying to break whatever forces they can, get onto the flanks, because Arverni has moved out almost all of their forces outside of the city walls, and so now is a great time to be able to utilize those Cataphracts to the best of their ability and just get so many kills. That's beautiful to see. Eastern Spearmen are not going to stand a single chance against these forces. The Cataphracts are going to move on to the flanks and really engage. I did not realize that Bacteria had a Greek Scorpion as well, but really engage with these archers and get a lot of kills. Great move by the Seleucid. Well done to the Seleucid player, really silencing these forces and supporting their front line troops. Over here, we got some Silver Shield Swordsmen just kind of sitting back, relaxing and preparing to be able to support their forces over here. The Cav is not going to stop. They are going to continue to engage with these forces, engage with these archers, and stop their terror upon their forces as well. The general is going to go ahead and try to get the hell out of dodge. They are taking a lot of fire, but that was kind of the ultimate sacrifice that they made. They're actually going to go ahead and I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're falling back or what they're doing here. I think they're going to try to get out of dodge, either get out of there or just continue to try and get as many kills as they possibly can. The Seleucids moving in their depleted unit of Silver Shield Swordsmen, trying to engage with these Theros Spears as well as the Thorax Swordsmen, but it looks like the defenders are calling a little bit of a retreat here. Gonna go ahead and move back whatever forces they have remaining, with the attackers not letting up, continuing to push against them, and again just trying to get as many kills as they possibly can, with Massilia close behind. The battle certainly is not over yet. Massilia still has forces left over. Arverni is going to go ahead and retreat with forces they have left over on the outside, but doing a great job. They got a lot of kills on the outside, dealt a huge blow to the attacking forces, but at what cost? Hopefully it wasn't at a cost that dealt a deadly defeat to the defending forces. I love to see that, though. And now we've got these Nabatean swordsmen still engaged with these Theros Spears, just trying to get as many kills as possible. All of these forces fully retreating, probably falling back completely over back to the central area. The ballista, I'm assuming the ballista is completely out of ammo. And then we've got this depleted unit of Nabatean swordsmen engaged with the Silver Shield Swordsmen. The Silver Shield Swordsmen are actually very, very depleted. So I'm hoping that this Nabatean swords might be able to get a couple of kills before they ultimately fall against the more elite unit. But these Nabatean swordsmen are finally falling. Carthage has moved up their mercenary noble fighters to engage with them as well. Massilia not letting up. Bacteria making a slight mistake here. Their archers are going to go ahead and get caught up in the retreat and potentially fall here, which is beautiful to see. If you're rooting for the attackers, Massilia moving in with a depleted unit of swords, engaging with this Greek Scorpion, trying to stop their retreat and breaking them. Beautiful moves. Can they break them before the support of these Thorax swordsmen move in, though? They may not be able to break them, but at least they weakened them enough so that way they lost one of their scorpions as well. Great move by the defenders, kind of moving back their scorpion. But wow, yeah, these mercenary Syrian archers taking a lot of damage, and we've got even more Massilian forces moving in to engage with these archers as well. Holy smokes. Wow, whenever like the attackers were like falling back outside of the walls and everything else, I was honestly thinking that it was soon to be over, that they were losing, but they're really starting to make a comeback here, and taking out a lot of retreating troops, not allowing them to completely fall back. Bactria is getting completely surrounded here. Arverni is about to lose a unit of chosen swords. Bactria just lost 2 archers, almost lost a ballista. And Nabatea lost a couple of depleted units of swordsmen as well. Looking back over, it looks like the healthiest forces of the attackers. It's hard to say. I want to say Arverni, but I mean Nabatea still has a general unit of Rakim Palace Guard, a unit of armored Desert Hoplites, as well as some archers and such as well. And Arverni does still have some Osworn, but the attackers certainly have some more elites too. Where you got mercenary noble fighters here. We've got some more archers. We've still got a depleted unit of Silver Shield Swords, living infantry, and Massilia still has a decent amount of forces. So this is anybody's battle. I truly do not know who is going to win this one. This is a very, very close one. We've got Bactria still trying to get their forces out of here, still trying to retreat. But yeah, Bacteria definitely got surrounded here, lost a lot of forces in this one, and great moves by the attackers, really just not allowing their enemies to retreat, trying to continue to put the pressure on them and catch whatever units they could off guard. Great moves, overall. And now we've got Archer Fire still shooting at the retreating forces again, just trying to get as much damage off as possible. We've got the Scorpion still alive, so that is definitely still something. Still has ammo, still ready to rain fire upon their enemies, but I don't know. This is definitely most certainly going to be a very close battle. We've got a unit of mercenary Syrian archers still having ammo, getting some flanking fire on these thorax swords. We've got the Bactrian general over here trying to move in and try to get as many troops as they possibly can out of there. We've got the Thera spears falling back. I'm assuming they probably still have ammo, so they're going to fall back and start getting some flanking fire on these troops. Bactria, knows that they're going to lose pretty much most of their forces here, but they're going to try to make the most of it and try to get as many kills as they possibly can. The attackers not allowing these archers to continue to fire on their flanks, moving up a couple of units to stop their reign of terror upon their forces as well. But yeah, Bacteria having gotten completely surrounded here, taking a lot of losses. Again, fantastic moves, amazing moves by the attacking forces here. We've got a unit of Thera spears trying desperately to try and support their brothers that they can see just on the other side of this wall of men inside of this marketplace, trying to do what they can. But the swordsmen are just starting to lose their morale. They know that they're surrounded. They know that they cannot hope to win this fight, but still they hope to take as many of these bastards down with them, so that way their brothers and sisters down at the city central can potentially win and save their city from invading arms. Over here we got the unit of mercenary noble fighters moving in down the street. You can see all kinds of different troops moving around. These Thera spears are now completely surrounded. They are going to break against the might, against the overwhelming forces of the attackers. Holy smokes, what a turn. This is fantastic to see if you're rooting for the attackers. But the defenders still have plenty of troops left, plenty of troops ready to be able to defend their home against those that wish to take it from them. And still a lot of archers and stuff. I'm surprised they have a lot of archers up here in this kind of courtyard area. And I mean, I guess there's not too many places for them to be able to put it here, but wow, what a turn of events here. Just with our Verdi moving outside of the city, with all the cav plays, with the great retaking of the courtyards and everything else. This is such a crazy battle replay. Guys, if you guys like this video so far, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you're feeling extra generous. We are almost at 200 subs, and I would forever love you guys. Holy smokes. And now we've got the attackers reforming and preparing to engage with the final defense here within the city central. Archers moving around, Massilian, Thera spears, Thorax swordsmen, mercenary noble fighters, archers, all kinds of different troops. We've also got a general unit over there at the top left-hand section there, moving around. They are preparing for the final engagement. Now, it's certainly not over. We've got some Oathsworn chosen swordsmen. We've got Rakim Palace Guard, armored desert hoplites, archers, and some cav as well, ready to defend for as long as they possibly can. This Oathsworn taking some flanking fire from the archers. Fantastic move from Massilia, trying to get a little bit of payback for having lost a lot of men outside of the city walls as well. These Oathsworn are now going to take a little bit of fire. These Oathsworn are moving back and forth, just trying to kind of kite the enemy here. We've even got the Rakim Palace Guard General from Nabatea moving up and out, and just trying to kind of silence these archers and stop them from being able to fire into the flanks of their troops. We've got some Thorax swordsmen here moved up nearby, ready, charging in to these chosen swordsmen, trying to get that charge bonus out. Great moves by Massilia. Try to get that charge bonus out and make sure that those Chosen Swordsmen cannot indeed get a charge out. We've got a unit of Chosen Swords, relatively healthy Chosen Swordsmen moving in and preparing to be able to move in and engage with these forces as well. The depleted unit of Oathsworn popping whatever abilities they can, moving into these Thorax Swords to try and get as many kills as they possibly can before they ultimately fall against the might of the attacking forces, but not losing too much. They got a lot of abilities, able to rack up a decent amount of kills against these Thorax Swordsmen, and with the support of these Chosen Swordsmen as well, they should be able to win this engagement here. But the Oathsworn now getting absolutely exhausted now that their abilities are wearing out. They are beginning to break. They have seen too many of their brothers in arms fall upon the swords of those that wish to take this city, and they are done. They're going to take what they can, whatever guys they have left, and get the hell out of Dodge here. Over here, we've just got a whole mosh pit of troops fighting against these Chosen Swordsmen. This initial unit of Thorax Swordsmen breaking against these Oathsworn as well as these Chosen Swordsmen. The Oathsworn's going to go ahead and swap with the Chosen Swordsmen, move in, and start to try and get as many kills as possible, get a little bit of a charge bonus off as well. And now beginning to pop their abilities. Now that they pop their abilities, Massilia is going to go ahead and fall back, allow the ability to run out and move back in. It is just a game of tactics now, just trying to get flanking fire on your enemy, trying to make them waste as many abilities as they possibly can, doing what they can to break through these forces. Bactria moving over a unit of Bactria and roll of cavalry to the flank, trying to get some flanking charges, and the attackers having no cavalry to answer this call as well. We've got archers moved up, Nabatean heavy archers still with ammo moved up and ready to fire into the flanks of the attacking forces as well. We've got armored desert hoplites engaged with a depleted unit of late Libyan hoplites. Oh my god, look at that purple. I love that. I love the featherheads. It's absolutely gorgeous, and color systems of Nabatea is awesome. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So colorful and so amazing. I guess they oh my god, they found a gap. Oh no, they found a gap. They're able to move through the gap and start getting some flanks off on these forces. Fantastic. Great moves by the attackers. The archers are doing what they can to answer the call and throw arrows into these forces as well, but really utilizing the gap, utilizing the fact that the defenders don't have as many troops, and trying to get some flanks off on the enemy forces as well. We've got the Thorax Swordsman continuing to chase these archers, try to get as much damage as they possibly can. The archers are going to continue to run, and before too long they're going to spread out and start to really deal some damage to these Thorax Swordsmen. Great moves by Nabatea, moving over their unit of armored desert hoplites to stop this flank and break these Massilian Thero spears. The Chosen Swordsmen of these Oathsworn holding strong. The archer support is truly helping tremendously as well. But yeah, these Thorax Swords are really forcing these archers to get the hell out of Dodge, and get out of there. These Thero spears are beginning to break against the might of the archers. The archers are going to rack up so many kills. Holy smokes. Well done by the defenders too. We've got a lot of archers here still trying to answer the call, trying to get as many kills as they possibly can against these defending forces. We got more Massilian Thero spears breaking against the might of these Oathsworn. Oathsworn having 142 kills thus far with 125 men left, and they certainly are not finished yet. Still ready to deal as much damage as they possibly can. We got Cretan archers firing into the flank of these Oathsworn, trying to break them before they break their forces. Do we still have that elite? We got Libyan infantry. Where happened to the elite swords that we had over here too? Wow, these Thorax Swords are still chasing, still not letting up. They do not want these Gallic hunters to be able to fire into their forces as well. Great moves by the defenders, just making sure, pulling away as many units as they possibly can from the battle, and trying to make sure that they can't engage with these forces well. Noble fighters engage with the remnants of these Chosen Swords, trying to get as many kills as they possibly can. The Chosen Swords are quickly breaking against the might of so many elites as well, Silver Shield swordsmen as well as mercenary noble fighters. These Oathsworn are taking a beating against the archer fire. If they can successfully kill these Oathsworn with archers and break this general and break the morale of all of these forces, they might certainly be able to win. Chosen Swordsman beginning to break. All of these forces beginning to break. Massilia moving in a unit of Thero Spears just whenever I think it's in the favor of the defenders or the attackers. Something changes and the battle turns. This is an insane battle. Holy smokes. We got the mercenary noble fighters trying to get as many kills as they possibly can against these Oathsworn. So much archer fire firing into these Oathsworn. They're just really trying to do whatever they can to break this general, kill this general, so that way the rest of Arverni's forces will break. We've got these Massilian Thero Spears trying to engage with these Rakim Palace Guard. The Rakim Palace Guard, we're going to try to charge into the flanks, but these guys are just kind of kiting around and trying to make sure. Oh, and there goes the Oathsworn General. Holy smokes. Guys, I really... Oh, and there goes the Chosen Swordsman as well, but the Mercenary and Noble Fighters are breaking too. We got Massilian Hoplites moved in. And then we've also got Thorax Swords ready to move in. These Thero Spears engaged with these archers, just trying to quickly break them. Oh my lord, I don't... This is anyone's battle at this point. This really is. We got a depleted unit of Libyan infantry moved up. No, the Massilian General is beginning to break. We've got the Rakim Palace Guard engaged with some Thorax Swords, but with the support of some archers on top of the walls as well. These Thorax Swordsmen are beginning to break here. We've still got archers. Looks like these archers had ammo. Balearic Slingers most certainly still have ammo. They have to. These archers are out of ammo. Let's see what we got. These archers still have ammo as well. These archers still have ammo. So right now it's really just going to be a battle of archers. It looks like the attackers have fully lost all of their melee capability, and so now they're just throwing in archers to be able to try and just rack up as many kills as they possibly can. The other archers are shooting into the flanks of these Rakim Palace Guard, but will it be enough? It looks like no. It looks like mass break is starting to hit the attackers hard. It looks like the defenders are going to be able to take this one by the skin of their teeth, by the tip of their nails. What a battle, guys. That was absolutely insane. We got Balearic Slingers moving around. We've got Gallic Hunters firing into these other Gallic Hunters, just trying to break these guys as quickly as possible. We've still got plenty of archers over here. Rakim Palace Guard moving into these Balearic Slingers, just trying to get as many kills as they possibly can. The Balearic Slingers are going to keep kiting and trying to run away, so that way they might be able to utilize their ammo. But with 15 seconds left in this battle, I think that it is safe to say that this is the end. Holy smokes, guys, who did you think was going to win? Down in the comments below, let me know, because my opinion changed about every 5 seconds. What a battle, guys. Let's go ahead and look at the kills here. Looks like we're looking at Nabatea and Massilia here. We've got... Oh my god. Okay. Nabatea doing great with their archers. 189, 160, 171, 113, 176 on this cav unit. 177 with the ballista. 229 with the general. 133, 137, 107, 189. Massilia 100, 119, 113. Getting some great kills over here with the Massilian infantry as well. Looking back over at Arverni and Carthage. Looks like Arverni got some decent kills with the Oathsworn. 189, 165. Good kills with the Chosen Swordsman. Celtic Warriors certainly getting some kills, and their money's worth in some cases. 270. Carthage over here getting 148, 146, 105, 105. On both of those, that's kind of cool. 270, 158, 188, 177, 100, 107. Looking over at Bactria. Oh. And then the Seleucids, Bactria, 100 with the Eastern Slings, 119, 155, 152, 119, 155, 132, 101, 124, and last but certainly not least, Seleucid, 110, 132, 125, 174, and then 144 with the General. Guys, that was an insane back and forth battle. I certainly did not know who was going to win throughout that entire battle. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Again, guys, if you guys are feeling extremely generous, make sure to hit that like button. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Helps me get to more of you sexy ass motherfuckers. And if you guys are feeling extra generous, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would highly appreciate it. We are, at the time of making this video, we are 21 subs away from 200. Guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and or night. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.